Hello and welcome back to another Walking Dead Dead Sea review, and today let's talk about Season 2 Episode 6. And this episode almost has the exact same outcome as Episode 5, being boring. But the execution is completely different, whereas Episode 5 is way too bloated, this episode is completely barren. This episode is just 100% filler. Where I feel the last episode needed to be 2 episodes, this episode didn't even need to be an episode. It could have been the last 10 minutes of another episode. This episode, unlike last episode, which felt like it was getting started near the end, this episode never got started. Its pacing is terrible from start to finish, and nothing really happens. Definitely the Negan plotline, where, okay, there's that scene between Negan and the Croad where they're talking about what to do next. Croad quickly finds out Negan set him up, and there's a fight between them. Negan quickly wins, and the Croad is then just banished from the Barat Sea. And the next time we see Negan, because he just spends the rest of this episode moping around doing nothing, we have 6 episodes building up to the reunion with his family. We get a small cameo from Joshua and Annie, and they're just sent back. And that is the Negan plot. He does meet up with Jenny, which annoys me for this entire episode. Why does Jenny, even though you can see through this episode, she's getting worse, she clearly has an infection, not tell anyone she is currently going to die if no one treats her? It's really annoying me. Jenny really annoyed me this episode, just because it's clear she's getting sick, no one cared, no one was doing that, and it's just so that, other than this episode, Jenny's too unwell to shoot Negan. That's the only thing they've done with this. Negan meets Maggie very quickly to help with Herschel going missing, and then he gets confronted by Jenny, who collapses because, plot reasons, Jenny has to be mute so that no one knows she's currently dying. It really annoyed me. That's the Negan plot over and done with. Absolutely pointless. This entire episode, 6 episodes building up to Annie and Negan and Joshua reuniting, just for it to be over in a cameo and then being sent back to Tennessee. Absolutely terrible. On the Maggie side, it's just as bad. There is just nothing really happening. You then have Bugle being interesting. I like Bugle. He's probably the highlight of the Maggie plot. And we find out he's going to double cross Negan and Baratzi, and he's trying to get New Babylon on his side. And it is just, oh, we're having a worse version of episode 4's negotiations, but with New Babylon and Bugle. However, this didn't need to be an entire episode to have the New Babylon Bugle conversations. Pearly does absolutely nothing in another episode yet again, which it seems he should be very important in. No, the focus is on Maggie, and it's about Maggie talking down to Pearly. I thought it was really annoying. There was some Herschel-Maggie conflict, which I thought they hashed out last episode. Nope. They're back to square one again, and probably the only good thing is the bear scene. You have the bear, which was hinted at the start of the episode, and then it breaks into the museum, and you have Maggie versus bear. It is over the top. It is just there for action spectacle and the trailer. It is no plot significance, and it really annoyed me. It's a bit like The Walker King. It could have been something cool. No, we just had Maggie versus bear, completely unrealistic. And you have the bear being loud in the museum, you have Maggie shouting, you have Herschel running around. How is no one waking up, and how are there no guards up? What the hell? Like, Herschel was almost able to assassinate everybody until Maggie stopped him. Why are there no guards awake? It's just poor writing to lead to the situation which is Maggie versus bear, which is completely unrealistic. However, if we just look at it as dumb fun, it is easily the best scene in the entire episode. Maggie fighting the bear, Maggie running away from the bear, and Maggie and Herschel teaming up to take on the bear. I thought it was fun. There's also a little funny scene, but it's not funny, where Maggie's throwing stuff at the bear and it's just bouncing off the bear. And I was like, well, Maggie, you're screwed. But no, plot armor saves her. Herschel comes in, teleports in, distracts the bear then falls on the fence and kills itself. And that was the bear scene. And probably the entire good part of this episode. The rest of this episode is just very boring and nothing happens. And I watched this episode literally just before starting to record this. I personally cannot remember the ending of the episode. Like, what happens? I'm trying to think. Oh, yes, you have the Major come back as a walker. Yeah, that's it. And you have Bugle, like, blackmailing Pearly. And that's the ending. And I'm like, okay, yeah. If we go over to my conclusion, I would say overall, The Walking Dead Dead City Season 2, Episode 6 is a boring episode. And I'd probably give it a 4 out of 10. This episode has one good scene, and one thing I can talk about positively. It's boring. Nothing happens. The pacing's annoying. The writing is a bit finicky and a bit dumb at times. With Jenny, got anything around Jenny, no one had been awake. Why is there no guards around Bugle's like whole base? It's just a really dumb episode, and I really think this is going to be the low. I'm really shocked how I didn't like episode 5. I thought maybe episode 6 would be a bit better. No, it's even worse, and I've just given it a 4 out of 10. However, that's just my personal opinion, so please tell me down below. Did you like this episode? Did you hate this episode? And are you like me? The best scene in this entire episode is the bear scene. Please tell me down below. Goodbye.